Baltimore, Richie Martin and Renato Nuñez, former A's top prospects, were expected to be major contributors at the big league level by this point in their careers. The A's are finally seeing that plan come to fruition this series, only it's for the opposing side. Martin and Nuñez are both getting regular playing time on the left side of the infield for the Baltimore Orioles, a club that is rebuilding with several young players on the major league roster. Martin, 24, was the 20th overall selection by the A's in the 2015 MLB draft out of the University of Florida. Tabbed as the A's shortstop of the future, early on, Martin showed flashes of brilliance with his glove. But his struggles on offense staggered his movement through the minor league system. After a couple of poor seasons at Double-A in 2016-17, Martin seemed to put it all together offensively at the level in 2018, batting .300 with 6 home runs and 42 RBIs while also swiping 25 bases. "I think it was a product of hard work in the off-season," Martin said. "I worked on a lot of things. Last season just showed if you are consistent with your work, good things will happen." Martin finally looked like the player the A's hoped he would evolve into, but sitting low in the pecking order of A's middle infielders that included Franklin Barreto and Marcus Semien at the big league level, as well as Jorge Mateo, Nick Allen, and Kevin Merrill in the minors, the A's decided to keep Martin off the 40-man roster in the offseason knowing he'd likely be selected in the Rule 5 draft. Sure enough, the Orioles selected Martin with first overall pick in December. "Baseball is weird," Martin said. "You set your goals but it's a business. You can't really have expectations. Each team has different priorities. You can't bring emotions into it. I just went with the flow." A's manager Bob Melvin got a good look at Martin in 2016 spring training when he was invited to big league camp. He saw the tools that made him such a high draft pick, but Martin was understandably very raw at the time. "The defense was never a question," Melvin said. "It was always about what he was going to do with the bat. He looks like he's in a lot better position to hit now." Melvin was impressed with Martin's batting practice before Monday's 12-4 loss to the Orioles, noting a likely change to his hitting mechanics that now gives him the ability to drive the ball a lot further than he ever did in spring training with Oakland. Martin's strong batting practice translated to the game later that night. He went 3 for 4 and scored 3 runs. This probably was going to happen. "I think the fact he's in the big leagues starting at shortstop, that can be pretty inspiring as well," Melvin said. "He's a great kid who loves to play. He worked really hard. It was only a matter of time." Nuñez, 25, was claimed off waivers by the Texas Rangers after 2018 spring training. He was out of options and A's decided not to add him to the 25-man roster to begin the regular season that year, ending his time with the organization that originally signed him as an international free agent out of Venezuela in 2010. Leading the Pacific Coast League with 32 home runs in 2017, Nuñez always had power and a bat that appeared ready for the big leagues. What he lacked was a true position. Third base and first base were blocked by Matt Chapman and Matt Olson, so the A's even experimented with the idea of having Nuñez play in left field to find a spot. A hamstring injury in 2018 spring training limited him to just a handful of Cactus League games. Even in Texas, Nuñez had no spot with Adrian Beltre blocking him at third base. He was placed on waivers just a month into the season, and the Orioles came in with a claim April 15, 2018. That's when his fortunes changed. The Orioles gave Nuñez a chance to play in the big leagues for the remainder of the 2018 season and he performed well, batting .275 with 7 home runs and 20 RBIs over 60 games. "Since I came here I've gotten a lot of playing time," Nuñez said. "Now it's up to me to play well and produce." He got the start at third base for Monday's game and produced against his former team, going 2 for 5 with a double. He's now batting .276 in 9 games for the Orioles in 2019. "He can hit and he's got power to all fields," Melvin said. "It was just opening up an opportunity for him. He's going to get a full-scale opportunity here and he'll end up doing some damage with some consistent at-bats. Martin and Nuñez both still have plenty of friends in the A's clubhouse that they are making sure to catch up with during this 4-game series. Neither has bad feelings over the way their time with Oakland ended. They are just excited to finally get a chance to prove themselves at the big league level. It's just a new opportunity, Martin said. I'm glad to be here and trying to make the most out of it. It wasn't meant for me to play there, Nuñez said. Now I'm here. Things happen for a reason.